Coach here today, and today I'm going to talk about should you be doing the what is prescribed? Should you do the workout as prescribed? I want to touch on this for a couple of reasons. One is I think there's a lot of confusion sometimes as to why you should aim to do the workout as prescribed. I know it's something that people have as a goal. It can work great as something to be aiming for as a long-term goal, but sometimes people will try to do the workout as prescribed when it's just very inadequate for them to be doing so. I'm going to give you some examples here. One of the figures that I got here is going to be Rich Froning's supposed 1 rep max deadlift. I got this from I think his CrossFit Games profile, and converted it to kilos. So it may be that, it may be higher, it may not be that. I'm not sure, but we're just going to use it as an example to know. Use him as the pinnacle of CrossFit, and to maybe look at use that as an example to know whether we should be doing something as prescribed or not. So we're going to use the workout Diane here today as the example of a workout that we could look at and then decide how we scale that and why we should scale it. So the workout Diane is 21, 15, 9 deadlifts and handstand push-ups. Generally there's no specific way that you should do the handstand push-ups. Some people opt to do the handstand push-up kipping, and some people opt to do the handstand push-up strict. Generally, it comes down to what you're trying to get out of the workout. So some people just want the high intensity aerobic effect from this workout, that anaerobic push where it's just fast, and they may opt to do the handstand push-up kipping. If the workout were to come up in a competition, then obviously kipping would generally a lot of the times be faster. But some people decide to do this workout strict. If you do it strict, one of the benefits of that is just not hurting your neck and decreasing the chance of you hurting your neck. So the most dangerous part of a handstand push-up is the quickness of dropping down onto your neck, and obviously that can put a lot of pressure through your spine, and obviously that could end up with you being really hurt. So some people opt to do a strict handstand push-up purely from the safety point of view, which is something to consider. Generally this workout, the intended stimulus of this workout is for it to be a 5 to 10 minute workout. So 5 on the lower end, 10 on the higher end. This workout has been shown to be done really fast by CrossFit Games athletes. So I think the world record is maybe 128 or 129. I think Dan Bailey did it in 130, maybe just under or just over. Chris Beeler did it in 150. And in general, I think a lot of those top athletes can do the workout in that sort of time period, in the low 2s or mid 2s. With women maybe being a little bit higher due to the fact that this workout has handstand push-ups, and generally, not all the time, shoulder strength is an issue for women. So we can all agree that the intended stimulus of this workout is to be a 5 or a 10 minute workout. Then we're going to want to be performing these movements at a certain cadence or a certain pace. And once we can agree on that, we can start looking at what percentage of your deadlift should this weight be for you to do this workout as prescribed. That's just us taking a scientific approach to doing this workout. So generally, if you were doing a very basic strength program in the gym, don't think just in a CrossFit gym, just think like if you were just training at a normal gym, you would do usually training within the 8 to 12 rep range. And generally when you do things of that nature, you would choose a weight that's around 40 to 50% of your 1 rep max in a movement. So if we can apply that idea to this, we're gonna apply the concept of, if you wanna do a workout such as Diane, which is 225 pounds to men, or in Australia it's 102.5 kilos. We would ideally want our 1 rep max deadlift to be, so high that weight is only 40 to 50% of our 1 rep max. Now that would be the ideal situation. That would be a situation where you would really lower the risk of you hurting your back. That would be the situation where you would have so much strength that you could move that weight really easily and it wouldn't be an issue. And it would be the sort of case where you can absolutely, without any failure, be able to do your set of 21 maybe in 2 sets. You could definitely do a set of 12 and then do a set of 9 or something along the lines of that. So looking at percentages is a good way to kind of determine whether you should do a workout as prescribed or not. So Generally in all these sort of 21, 15, 9 kind of workouts, you'd be looking at doing something at 40 to 50% at your 1RM, so you can move quickly through it. Now, generally in a lot of these workouts, the aim is for a lot of athletes to do it unbroken so that they can move through it quicker. And if that was the case, then you'd want, I guess, more proficiency in the movement. If we look at the movement patterns, we've got a deadlift, which is a hinging motion for the most part, depending on how you do it. And then we have the handstand push-up, which is a pushing motion, like as in it's a pressing, a vertical push. For the handstand push-up, again, if you wanted to apply the idea of doing this workout as prescribed at a pretty fast sort of pace, then you would want to be able to do 20 to 30 keeping handstand push-ups in a row, ideally, and then you would want to be doing 5 to 7 strict. Now I'm setting these parameters pretty high, but this is so that we could do the workout with the intended stimulus of it being a 5 or a 10-minute workout. Can you still do this workout if you can't do those metrics? Yeah, you can. You could do this workout if your 1 rep max deadlift was 120, right, which would be 265 pounds. But the workout wouldn't take you 5 or 10 minutes anymore. It would now take you maybe 20 or 30. And instead of doing your deadlifts 5 reps at a time, you might only be able to do 2 reps at a time. And what that's going to do is that's really going to fatigue your back. And now you're not doing an anaerobic workout. You're not doing a workout that's trying to train that 5 to 10 minute domain. Now you're doing a strength workout with a lot of rest and some handstand push-ups thrown in there. Things to think about when it comes to handstand push-ups, why I kind of gave that metric of 20 to 30 is anytime that you're trying to do something unbroken, so let's say you do a set of 21, that rep should be less than your max ability. So especially in bodyweight movements like a handstand push-up where we're using such small muscle groups, if we think about it, your shoulders and your triceps are smaller than your legs or your bigger muscle groups. So those are muscle groups that fatigue really quickly. So things to think about is that you don't want to be in a position where you can only do 20 run reps and then you go back to your next set and you're just fried and fatigued and you can't get any reps out. So something to think about is just maybe whenever you're trying to look at these sets of 21, 15 and 9, you should want and aim to have more than those reps so that you're able to do those reps and then go back to your next set and be able to complete that as efficiently as you can. I'm going to use the example of Rich Froning here, just as an example. Again, he's probably one of the best people that's ever been in the sport, probably will ever be in the sport. So I calculated this deadlift, converted from pounds to kilos, was 261 kilos. And that comes up to his percentage on Diane being 38.5% of his 1 rep max deadlift. So when Rich Froning does this workout, he's only working at 38.5% of his 1 rep max, whereas maybe you or I or somebody watching, somebody who's less experienced, is working at a lower percentage of that. And that's just something to think about when you decide to do a workout as prescribed or when you try and compare your time to someone else. Just something that we're all working under different strength levels, different aerobic fitness levels, and all that sort of stuff matters and impacts as to whether you should be doing the workout as prescribed. So these are all things that you should think about. It just comes down to what you want to get out of training. Maybe use Diane as a strength training workout. That's neither wrong nor right, but it's just something that you want to be thinking about. So if you treat it as a strength workout, then you would be aiming to get something different out of it than if you treated it as a traditional high intensity type workout. Anyway, hope that helped, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and peace.